who are not going to want to miss today's episode of day 6. Thank you for coming back. I have 2 special guests that I wanted to present to you at the end of this video, so wait to the end. We're going to go through everything that we've been going over for the last 5 days, getting to our meditation or recap, our lesson for today, and then I have some special guests that I want to come on to speak to you. So welcome everybody to day 6. We have had an exciting week of days 1 through 5. Today is day 6, the second to the last day. We have day 7 tomorrow, which is Tuesday. My name is Michael Blunt. Welcome to the 7-day 10X Mindset Challenge. As some housekeeping, everything is in the Energy Mastery School community. You can catch your accountability partner there, as well as download the workbook. Last thing what I would say is, don't worry if you came in late, or if you come in a month from now, or if you're doing it today for the first time. You can catch all the live recordings and all the recordings in school or on YouTube. You're totally fine. You can do the 7-day challenge anytime that you want. So with that said, let's get started with our quick meditation in order to ground ourselves and get set up for success for the rest of the day. Close your eyes, relax, and just woosah. Breathe. Breathe out. And as you have your eyes closed and you're now paying attention to your breathing, I want you to start thinking about someone who was near to dear to you. Someone who may even have passed away that is looking over you in this moment. That person for me will be my grandmother, and she's with me in this moment. And then picture this person beside you, who you really care about, who you really love. And notice what colored light they have right now. That could be white, silver, pink, yellow, green. What color light do you see when this person is standing next to you, holding your hand, giving you comfort? This person is going to give you the wisdom and knowledge that you need in order to 10x your future. And they're also going to give you the protection that you need and the momentum that you need in order to get there. Once you picture this light, picture them kind of giving you an energetic massage. Standing next to you, scanning your face, removing any tension from your face. And just kind of picture their hands kind of going over you, smoothing out your forehead, loving you, your face, your mouth. And really relaxing your entire body. Picture them now going to your neck area and spreading that energy over your neck and your shoulders, removing any tension that you might be holding on in your shoulders. Picture this person just kind of giving you a massage, like they really care about you. They really want you to do well, and they're going to make sure that it happens. This is a for certain thing. This person is in your corner. Picture this person with their energy and their beautiful energy now going over your arms all the way down to your hands and completely relaxing your hands and your arms so that they're just falling by your side. Bring your attention now to the middle of your body, to your chest area, to your stomach. And in your heart, feel the gratitude, the love that you have for this person that has now come back to protect you, to give you that mindset shift and those wisdom codes that you need in order to 10x your reality. Picture this person making you feel light in your chair, in your couch, in your seat, so that you're sinking deeper and feeling lighter, but sinking deeper and feeling lighter. Picture this person now giving you a leg massage all the way down to your feet, and just really allowing your body to relax, taking away any tension, taking away any discomfort that you might have been feeling, any stress that you might have been feeling, any nervousness that you might be feeling, anything that you might have carried over the weekend. Just picture them with a bag, and they're just putting all of that in the bag and taking that for you. And as you do this, start to take a deep inhale through your nose and hold 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, and deep exhale through the mouth. Deep inhale through the nose. And hold 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, and deep exhale through the mouth. Let's start to bring our hands to our chest to activate heart coherence meditation. And take a deep inhale through your nose. And hold 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, and deep exhale through the mouth. Start to bring a smile to your face, a tiny smile. But picture your person now making you laugh. If they were funny, they were giggling, and just bringing this smile to your face as you take a deep inhale through your nose. And hold 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, and deep exhale through the mouth. Last one. Let's make it count. And let's bring a big smile to her face. I want to see teeth. Deep inhale through the nose. And hold 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, and now we're gonna laugh it out. All right, we are set up for success today. Everybody start coming back to yourself, stretching out, moving your body around, getting happy, getting energetic, ready to 10x our future, ready to 10x our day. So let's get into a quick recap of everything that we went over last week from days 1 through 5. So what we went over is we started off with my story. My story started off with depression essentially saving my life, going from feeling stuck in corporate America, where I felt limited, where I felt like I couldn't really express myself. And I felt like I had reached a glass ceiling. I was happy, but I was very unfulfilled. I wasn't living out my purpose. And I knew that I could do more, but I didn't know how. I didn't know where else to go. I only knew the conventional way of success. And this eventually led me to the hospital, where I was hospitalized, suffering from a numerous amount of illnesses. And I decided one day that I was going to 10x my future, and I was going to completely reprogram my subconscious to focus on a purpose-driven life. That's when I moved from stuck to unstuck, and it completely accelerated my game plan for my reality. So what I taught from days 1 to 2 after that was all about clarity. Clarity in not only focusing on what wealth is for you, but also what is your 10x focus category goal that you wanted to focus on for the remainder of the week. Once we figured out what your 10x challenge focus category goal was over the last 2 days, and then we got into confidence. Confidence was all about the backwards gain, appreciating your accomplishments and your progress. And then the last few days, we've been completely in 2033. 10 years from now, we've projected ourselves 10 years from now. And we've been focusing on that. So if you want to know about any of that information, if you want to go deeper into that, make sure that you look at videos 1 through 5, either in our Energy Mastermind communities where we have them housed, that directs directly to YouTube. So today, day 6, is all about filling in the knowledge gap, the 10x knowledge gap. What do we need? What tools do we need in order to build the house? But before we get into that, I wanted to set you up with another story. This story is about Ellen Langer. Ellen Langer was an American professor, psychologist at Harvard in the 1980s. She studied how do we make mindfulness and mindset impact our health and wellness? Can environment impact our health and wellness? Can mindset impact our health and wellness? And she was one of the contemporary pioneers, but she wasn't the first person to actually do this. But she was someone who, in our recent time, helped us to understand ourselves a bit better. So what she did is she created a retreat. And she first wrote this book called Counterclockwise, which described all this and went into detail. And then she developed a theory. If I can create a retreat and put people into a certain environment, will that change their mindset? And will that mindset eventually change their health and wellness? Well, that's what she did. So in the 1970s, I think it was like 70s or something like that, or early 1980s, she did just that. She invited some septuagenarians, men in their 70s, and she invited them to a retreat. And these men came in with canes, they came in with wheelchairs, they came in with rockers, they came in with oxygen tanks, and they were hurting either from acute illnesses or chronic illnesses. And she set up a 4-day retreat for them in which they had to pretend they were in the 1950s. So this whole retreat was all about the 1950s cars, 1950s sports, 1950s hobbies. They completely immersed themselves and projected back 20 or 30 years from where they were. And these men who came in feeling, kind of slow and in bad physical health and, a bit mentally drained, something interesting happened. When they were in this environment and they were able to pretend and imagine, because remember, the brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and what's real. So when they were able to imagine and replicate that same simulation in their brain, even though they knew that, hey, this is just a simulation, some of them came out walking perfectly fine without a cane, without a wheelchair. They had reports of these men feeling extremely happy and youthful and able to throw a football and just getting back their dexterity and really feeling energized and alive again. This was a clear example of how context and environment and mindset can completely change your physical reality, which is what we've been doing over this last week. We've been mentally projecting in 2033. So now we're in 2033. And now what we want to test and what we want to see is, what is the difference? If we can project ourselves here to 2033, which is 10 years from now, to our future self, which is a better version of ourselves, a more higher definition version of ourselves, a more quality definition of ourselves. Because our current reality is temporary. Our future reality is the reality that is going to build our vision and create our lifestyle and the life that we desire. So our future 10X is going to be more abundant. It's going to have more wealth. It's going to have, this person is completely different from the person that we are right now, but this person is going to have everything that we've been asking for. Imagine where you were 10 years ago. Imagine where you are now. Is your life better? Is your life easier? I would say for the majority of people, yes. I was 10 pounds lighter 10 years ago. I didn't have any hair. I think I had pimples maybe. And I felt like I had like chubby cheeks, like kids' cheeks. My income was definitely not where it is now. I was struggling. I think I explained that. I had just gotten fired and laid off from my job. So I was in a completely different place. So imagine where you're going to be now, 10 years from now. And the reason why it's important to project yourself there is because you can't read the label inside the jar. I repeat that again. You can't read the label inside the jar. So we need to take ourselves out of the jar so that we can read the label. We need to take ourselves and pretend and imagine that we're in 2033. So now, since we're going to do that in day 6, what we're going to do in our first question is, what are your top 3 priorities? My top 3 priorities are completely different in 2033 than they are now. What are your top 3 priorities? Picture yourself there, project yourself there. It's going to be very different. But it's different from what you want and what you're deciding. You can want all day, this is who I want my future self to be. And you can keep wanting until you're no longer on this earth. Or you can decide. There's a big difference between wanting something to happen and deciding now today that I'm going to be wealthy, that I'm going to be abundant, that this is what it's going to be. So decide what that's going to be. The second question is, what are some of the things that your future self is saying no to in 2033 that your current self is saying yes to? I'll be honest, for me, that's trash TV. I am addicted to trash TV, especially before I go to bed. But 10 years from now, that's no longer going to be the case. So I am taking the action now to be completely different. My future self is saying no. Currently, I'm saying yes. Sometimes I eat a lot of sweets and candies before I go to bed. It's not the best thing for my health. My future self is saying no. My current self is saying yes. That's a decision I got to take out. The last part, number 3, what are your strengths? And what are some of your growth areas? What are the gaps? What are your weaknesses? From this, we can start building out a plan. You know what your strengths are, you know what you can do, but who do we need to delegate your weaknesses to? Or where's the knowledge gap? What do you need to learn? Where do you need to explore? Where do you need to step up? And if you have the resources and if you have the time, who do you need to delegate to? So that's going to be day 6. Day 6 is going to be all about closing the knowledge gap. So if you have any questions about day 6, go into the community, ask your accountability partner, rewind this. And now let's get into our last part, the part that I promised you. I have 2 special guests. One of the special guests is a past student. She's in our mastermind group. She was in our mastermind group. And she decided to take the 7X challenge, or the 10X challenge, the 7-day challenge. And she's also been working through our online course, 21 Days to Energy Mastery. And at first, she asked me, she said, man, this is super powerful. I just want to speak about my experience. And I was like, wait, time out. Did I do my job? Why are you coming back and doing this again? And she had to remind me, she said, no, 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 no. This is a lifestyle. This is new information. Where I was last year is completely different than where I am now. And this is something that I want to continue because I'm getting better and better, and I have different challenges every single year. And this is really 10xing me, keeping this as a lifestyle. So I want to come in and I want to share my experience 3 to 5 minutes with the team. So I'm going to, if we can introduce Rachna Patel. Can we bring Rachna Patel on?
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, hold on. Let me pin you because I have myself pinned. Replacement. There we go. Hey, Rachna.
Hey,
How you
so
doing?
thank I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. And thanks for that great introduction.
Yeah, no problem. Rachna, I know that you were pretty excited to share your experience. You've reached out to me talking about like, hey, this is completely, a level up. And this is something that I wanted to continue. And this is something that has really impacted your life since starting with the group class of where you kind of felt stuck and then really 10xing, accelerating your life, especially through the 7-day challenge. So I just wanted to give you an opportunity. I'll back off because I've been talking the whole time, but I'll give you the opportunity to kind of share your experience and let the team know and let our community know what it is that has helped you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so a kind of, a little bit of background into myself. You know, I'd say at the beginning of 2022, I was contemplating leaving my job in corporate America. I had been there for just a little over 6 years, and I'd seen a lot of success there. And it was like a really scary time to think about leaving, right? So I actually, signed on and did your group course in February of 2022. And it was a really amazing experience. I got to work with like-minded individuals. I was held very accountable. I was working on things. I was uncovering limiting beliefs. And, by taking that course, I was really able to secure an amazing job in corporate America again, but I was able to double my salary and, working at a world-renowned tech company. And it was a real sense of achievement. And I do, pin a lot of that to being able to do the group course, working consistently, for 9 weeks and resetting the tone for it. But as you mentioned, work is definitely necessary to be, where you're at, and you need to also be working continuously. So I'd say, holding my hands up to it, I think I kind of fell off a little bit and I kind of got a little bit complacent. Now, fast forward, I guess, a year and a half later, the world is crazy, the economy is crazy. And I really started thinking about, hey, I need to create multiple streams of income. What can I do? And I was like, maybe I can go down the entrepreneurial route. And I was like, no, I can't. I need to be in corporate America. I need to have, a steady paycheck. And entrepreneurship just isn't for me. So I was second guessing myself and I felt really stuck. I wanted to be there. I wanted to be able to do both. I wanted to be able to be like, no, I really can go into entrepreneurship. This is really what I can do. But I was super stuck. So I had to go back and I had to, revisit the workbook. I had to think about things. I had to go back into meditation practice, back into journalism, and figure out what my limiting beliefs were, what was holding me back from actually being like, hey, no, I can be an entrepreneur. So now, the past kind of month and a half, I've opened up my own consultancy firm. I've actually landed 4 clients. I'm doing really well. Yeah, it's working really well. And I understand that, this work is a consistent lifestyle. And if I didn't go back to the work, I wouldn't be able to be where I am. And I feel really empowered. I'm helping companies on their business strategy, on their sales strategy. And, I feel like I'm in a really good place. What the Energy Mastery course has helped me do, as well as the 7-day challenge, because I kind of put the whole working from being stuck to unstuck. What kind of was the catalyst for that was actually doing the 7-day challenge, because it's all about entrepreneurs. It's all about going from stuck to unstuck. So I'm really thankful for this. It really gave me a kick up the butt. And, I think right now what I'm focusing on is prioritization, prioritization in my personal life as well as my professional life. When you're an entrepreneur, things change. And so I know that that's my key focus and challenge moving forward. So thank you for this. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, Rashna, for sharing that. I didn't know that you had moved completely into entrepreneurship and you had secured 4 clients. That was pretty huge because you're at a pretty big company and you're doing very well. So this is a lot of really good information. So I just wanted to kind of recap. You went from stuck to unstuck last year with doubling your salary. And just moving past that, let me believe like, okay, yeah, I deserve more and I can get more. And you were able to do that. And also, I think you mentioned, just like a higher, when we were working together, it was a higher title as well, something that you kind of felt at the beginning was unachievable and you just went for it and you got that. And this year you went from stuck in the mindset of, I don't know if I can, start, a job outside of corporate America and really get into entrepreneurship, and how do I 10x my mindset? And you were saying that you went from that to accelerating your path to the next level by adding on, entrepreneurship, and now knowing that you can do that.
Yes, exactly. And so it's been a really great journey.
Okay. Well, listen, Rashna, thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. It's good to see you again, by the way. And I really appreciate it. Okay, we have one last person, and this person is Brittany. Brittany wanted to come on. I am going to pin you. Hey, Brittany.
Hey, good morning. Good to see everybody today.
You look lovely.
Thank you. So sweet, honestly. I'm sorry, I have some notes. I was like, make sure I hit all the things I want to say.
Well, yeah, great. Well, listen,
Yeah.
Brittany has said that she wanted to come on because she was kind of like one of our biggest advocates as we were going through the 7-day challenge. She was super involved. She was, commenting. She was active in a community. I'm like, who is the super user? Who is the super community energy master mind student that is like so active? I was just kind of like, hey, who are you and what's your story? And then she started just kind of like telling me about all this stuff and how this is really helping her. So I just wanted you to come on. I wanted to give you an opportunity for the last few minutes and share your story of how the 10X 7-day challenge has really helped you and impacted your life.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. This has been such an impactful week so far of my life. I've made so many changes and I've had so many moments of understanding and change in my own life that it has been really exciting to watch, my mindset shift toward my next level of success. And I think so many times as entrepreneurs, we can think of success as this linear equation that just happens and you just rise. And the reality is that we take times where, success kind of looks like climbing mountain peaks, and so for me, I started my business in 2016. I was super young. I was super green. I did website design and marketing, and I was so excited. And I was like, I'm going to crush this. It's going to be amazing. And what ended up happening was I experienced the next 4 years before the pandemic. Just honestly, I didn't crush the business crushed me as a person. I was so sad all the time, so trying to figure everything out. And I didn't have real goals. And I didn't understand that I didn't have real goals. I thought I had goals, but they were just, not very concrete. It was like, I want to be happier. Like, no, what does that even mean? And so as I began to I've been watching your stuff and I've been learning a lot and growing, right around, 2020, the whole world shut down and everything got crazy. And I started to actually make more directed moves in my business, which was wonderful because I experienced a lot of growth. But the problem was that I kept facing this moment where I was just, my mindset wasn't ready to scale. And so I would scale my business and then it would crash because I was the one that was maintaining everything. I was the one that was doing everything. And I got in this vicious cycle of that happening over and over again. And so I got introduced to your stuff at the beginning of this year, and I started going through all of your materials and like just learning from you, learning on these mindset shifts that I need to make. And the 10X challenge has shown me, like, I went through the scaling path on this challenge and it was amazing. But what I'm learning now is that I actually want to redo this challenge so that I can go through all of the, I want to go through the resiliency piece of this, because I think that's the part that you can scale your business over and over again. But if you don't have that resiliency as the foundation, you're going to end up in that same spot where you're like growing and pushing and then like everything falls apart. And so that's my challenge in this next little time, is I actually want to get in more into this material and actually learn, like, if I'm doing the scaling, how do I do it properly so that I'm not breaking myself as a person to actually meet the goals that I have? How do I as a person become resilient? How do I as a person scale myself? Because the only way I can scale my business is to scale myself first as the owner of my business. So that's kind of what's next for me. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for this challenge. It has been super impactful and I've learned so much. So thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, Brittany. And I really appreciate you coming on. I had no clue what you were going to say, especially when you had the phone up. I was like, oh God, this is live. But, it turned out well. Thank you. And so I just kind of wanted to recap your story as well. So it seems like you went from kind of like what every entrepreneur does at the very beginning, that conventional 2X hustler grind mindset, and you shift, and which had you at a limited capacity and stuck, to the CEO 10X mindset of, hey, I need to delegate this and I need to work differently and I need to work more efficiently in order for this to actually scale.
Yes, that's exactly right. And I've learned that it's okay for me to trust other people with the vision that I have, because that was the biggest problem, was that I felt like I would hand things to people and I'd be like, but they're not going to do it the way that I want to get it done, And the reality is that when you have the right people around you, this is my 10X like mindset shift. When you have the right people around you, you can trust them not to do it the way that you would do it, because they're going to do it better than you. And if you focus on what your zone of genius is, then you're going to automatically level up the business as the business owner. Like, everything depends on you leveling up as a business owner if you're wanting your business to level up.
Wow. Well, that's definitely a 10X mindset shift that I had to develop myself. And I'm glad that you're employing that and that you're putting that and implementing that into your business. So thank you, Brittany, for sharing your experience. I am going to go back to, let me see. There we go. All right. So listen, everyone, you got to hear from two people that experienced a 7-day challenge, and also some of the prior work that we've been doing at Energy Mastery School. And they were able to share this with you. You're not going to want to miss tomorrow. Tomorrow, I have a surprise for you. And I also have some special guests, some high net worth special guests as well, that are going to come in and speak to you about their experience of really 10Xing their business and what that looks like. But I also have a surprise for you and special gifts. So you're not going to want to miss tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow for the last day of our 10X challenge. I was